No, he's had he's had some on and off knee stiffness throughout the season that he's dealt with and got treatment and has been able to pitch with it and pitch very effectively with it. And it kind of felt coming out of the bullpen that it was something that he's pitched through before, and really wanted to pitch. He said, I can pitch. So I stuck with him, but by the time we got to the end of the first inning, it was apparent that it wasn't a great idea to keep him out there. So I made the decision to get Wojciechowski in there.
Is it something now that you think you might have to deal with a little bit more as far as rest going forward?
Yeah, I think it'll definitely necessitate a stint on the disabled list. I think it would be unfair to Scott and the club to put ourselves in a position where we wouldn't know for sure what he was going to feel like coming out of the bullpen and go through that. He really wants to compete. He's been great. He's dealt with this stuff before. He's pitched with it. He's pitched beautifully with it. And today was one of those days he couldn't overcome, some of the issues that he was having with his knee.
When you went out to see him, were you contemplating taking him out right then and there?
Yeah, I just wanted to look at him in the face, and we got a good relationship. We talk a lot, and he's been in this position before, but not to this degree. And at the time, he said, Brian, I've pitched like this before. It's not an issue. I'd like to continue to pitch. And I said, okay, And by the end of the inning, I think it was just apparent, and after talking with Scott, that it just wasn't a good idea to go back out.
How about Asher's effort today coming?
Well, that was certainly the story, other than the injury to Scott, was the fact that Asher, we could have completely imploded our bullpen, exploded and blown it up, and been in real dire straits going into this next series. And Wojciechowski goes 5 innings, a 1-run ball. The bullpen goes 8 innings, a 1-run ball. And set us up in a position where we're not as bad off as we certainly could have been if Asher wasn't so effective today.
Did Wojo take the rotation spot for Feldman?
Sure, I guess at this point in time it's a possibility. There's a lot of options for us to look at this point in time, and truth be told, I haven't thought at all about what our options are. It was just trying to get through that game without killing the bullpen, and that's where Wojo came up big, and we'll certainly talk with the front office and staff and try to figure out what we're going to do.
This is outing Wojo's save you guys from having to go get another reliever in addition to Sal tomorrow?
That'll be a question that we talk about here, and I'll have a better idea of what we're going to do here tomorrow when I talk to you guys.
You mentioned that Feldman's been dealing with this type of injury before. Do you have a sense of how long he's been dealing with this particular?
No, I think that's probably a question that's better suited for Scott or our medical staff. I know it's been an issue on and off during the year that he's been with us. Dealing with a knee injury or back injury or hamstring. I mean, they're not terribly unusual. However, Scott's put in a lot of time making sure that his knee is strong and doing all the maintenance stuff to keep it strong, but also knowing that he's not 100%. It's not like he's got 20-year-old legs under him. He's got whatever it is, 33-year-old legs. They got some wear and tear, and today it was just got to that point where it wasn't a good idea for him to still be pitching off that knee.
Which knee is it again?
That's right.
And is there like an official designation for what the injury is?
Not that I know of. I haven't heard of a designation at this point.
Was Wojo ready before the game for this?
No. This was something that showed up as soon as he got on the mound and started pitching. The velocity was down, the command was down, the pitch efficiency. Scott knows how to get people out, and even on his worst days here with us, he's found a way to battle himself through 4 or 5 or 6 innings, and it just didn't look like he was going to be able to get there. But because he's done it for so long and been so good in that particular role of digging himself out of holes, I felt like he deserved the right to go out there and compete. But I think in the aftermath, it became more and more apparent that he shouldn't be pitching and shouldn't be going back out there for another inning.
Was it hard to see him struggle considering how well he's pitched all season?
Well, it's hard to see him struggle because he's done everything he can to take the field and compete for us, and he's been our best starter, and he's been a great addition to the organization. He's appreciated the opportunity. He's taken advantage of the opportunity. He's worked his tail off. He's been influential to the young guys, and he's been a performer. So the idea of him not being in the mix, at least for a short period of time, hurts the club. But it hurts me personally because he's given everything he's got to be able to give us important innings.
thought on the series? Is it just kind of a hat to the Nationals? I mean, they're obviously a team that came in here in first place and played really well this weekend.
They clubbed us. You know, they beat us up for 4 games. You know, even though we came back into that 10-7 game in game 2. I mean, their starters didn't give us anything. You know, they didn't give us anything to get excited about. And we're able to score off their bullpen when they had big leads, and they got some of their younger guys in there. But they steamrolled us, and that's we gave them better ball games.